Good morning. I am Chandrasekhar R, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College and PG Center, Chintamani. Today I am going to give a talk on the chapter Luminosity of Stars in the unit Astrophysics for BSc 5th Sem students. In this session, the students will understand the luminosity of stars, apparent brightness of stars, magnitude of stars, apparent magnitude of stars, scale of Hipparchus, absolute magnitude, relationship between absolute magnitude, apparent magnitude, and distance of star, definition of visual magnitude, bolometric magnitude, and radius of the stars. Luminosity, amount of energy that is radiated normally from the star's surface into space per second is called luminosity of a star. It is given by L equals 4 pi r square sigma t to the power of 4, where r is the radius of the star and T is the surface temperature of the star. Therefore, L luminosity is directly proportional to square of the radius of the star, and luminosity is directly proportional to fourth power of temperature. So more the temperature, more the luminosity. Where sigma is the Stephen's constant, its value is 5.67 in 10 to the power of minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin to the power of 4. For sun, radius of the sun is 7 into 10 to the power of 8 meter and surface temperature is 6000 Kelvin. So if we substitute these values in the above expression, we will get luminosity of the sun as 4.52 into 10 to the power of 26 joule per second. Next, apparent brightness. The amount of energy from the star reaching the Earth's surface per unit area per second is called apparent brightness. It is given by B equals L by 4 pi d square, where L is the luminosity of the star and d is the distance of the star from the surface of the Earth. So apparent brightness is inversely proportional to square of the distance. If the star is nearer to the Earth, its apparent brightness will be more. If the star is moving away from the Earth, its apparent brightness decreases. Next, for Sun, just now we have calculated luminosity is given by 4.52 into 10 to the power of 26 joule per second, and distance of the Sun from the Earth is 1.5 into 10 to the power of 11 meter. Then after calculation we will get B naught equals 1600 watt per meter square. Next, magnitude of a star. Magnitude of a star is a measure of its brightness when observed from the Earth. Magnitude is nothing but a unit to measure brightness of the star. Apparent magnitude. The magnitude which measures apparent brightness is called apparent magnitude. Now, scale of Hipparchus. Hipparchus, a Greek astronomer, classified the stars visible to the naked eye into 6 magnitude groups. He catalogued about 1000 stars. The first magnitude group contained the brightest stars, the second magnitude, the next bright ones, and so on. The faintest stars contained in the sixth magnitude group. The star of first magnitude is 100 times brighter than a star of sixth magnitude. In this scale, eye observes 5 uniform steps of increasing brightness from sixth to first magnitude stars. If R is the brightness of star of one magnitude to a star of next magnitude, then the true increasing brightness from sixth to first magnitude star is R into R into R into R into R equals R to the power of 5. But the ratio of brightness of first to sixth magnitude stars is 100. So equating the two, you will get brightness of first magnitude stars to brightness of sixth magnitude stars is equal to R to the power of 5, and that is equal to 100. So R to the power of 5 equals 100, or R equals fifth root of 100. So fifth root of 100 is 2.512. Therefore, brightness of first magnitude stars to brightness of sixth magnitude stars is equal to r to the power of 5, that equals 2.512 to the power of 5, or 2.512 to the power of 6 minus 1. Similarly, brightness of first magnitude stars to brightness of second magnitude stars is equal to r, that equals 2.512, or 2.512 to the power of 2 minus 1. In general, brightness of M1 magnitude stars to brightness of M2 magnitude stars is equal to 2.512 to the power of M2 minus M1. Now here the chart, this one gives, first column gives the apparent magnitude of the six groups of stars. So as we move from first magnitude stars to sixth magnitude stars, its magnitude, apparent magnitude increases. If the apparent magnitude increases, the apparent brightness decreases from first magnitude star to sixth magnitude stars. Second table gives the brightness relative to first magnitude star. So first one is brightness of first magnitude stars relative to first magnitude stars is 1. Brightness of second magnitude stars relative to first magnitude stars is 1 is to 2.512. Brightness of third magnitude stars relative to the first magnitude stars is 1 is to 6.31, and so on. And at the end, brightness of sixth magnitude stars relative to the first magnitude stars is 1 is to 100. So now in general, brightness of M1 magnitude stars to brightness of M2 magnitude stars is equal to 2.512 to the power of M2 minus M1. Now if B1 and B2 are the brightnesses of the two stars having apparent magnitudes M1 and M2, then B1 by B2 equals 2.512 to the power of M2 minus M1. Log B1 by B2 is equal to log 2.512 to the power of M2 minus M1. So here we have taken log on both sides. So log B1 by B2 equals log a to the power of n can be written as n log a. So M2 minus M1 into log 2.512. So log 2.512 value is 0.4. Therefore log B1 by B2 equals M2 minus M1 into 0.4. So log B1 by B2 equals M2 minus M1 into 0.4, or M2 minus M1 equals 2.5 log B1 by B2. Brighter is the object, smaller is the magnitude, and vice versa. So the following chart gives the brightness and magnitude of stars. If the magnitude is more, the star will be less brighter or is faintest. If the magnitude decreases, brightness increases. If the value is very less, then the star is more and more brighter. Next, absolute magnitude. The absolute magnitude of a star is nothing but the apparent magnitude when the star is placed at a distance of 10 parsec from the Earth. Next, relationship between absolute magnitude, apparent magnitude, and distance of the star. Let small m be small m and d be the apparent magnitude, apparent brightness, and distance of the star from the Earth, and capital M be capital M, capital D be the corresponding quantities when the star is placed at a distance of 10 parsec. Then m minus m equals 2.5 log Bm by Bm. But for a star, brightness is inversely proportional to d square. Therefore, Bm is inversely proportional to 1 by small d square, and B capital M is inversely proportional to capital D square. So B capital M by B small m equals d by d whole square. Substituting this value in the above expression, we will get m minus m equals 2.5 log d by d whole square, that equals 2 into 2.5 log d by d, or 2 into 2.5 is 5, 5 log d by d can be written as log d minus log capital D. Substituting the value of capital D, so m minus m equals 5 log d minus log 10. We know the value of log 10 to base 10 is 1. So 5 log d minus, or m minus m equals 5 log d minus 5. So this is the expression which connects apparent magnitude, absolute magnitude, and distance of the star in parsec. So the quantity small m minus capital M, that is apparent magnitude minus absolute magnitude, is called the distance modulus. By knowing the distance modulus, we can calculate the distance of the star in parsec. Next, visual magnitude. So when the apparent and absolute magnitudes are based on the observations done visually, they are termed as apparent visual magnitude and absolute visual magnitude respectively. So apparent visual magnitude is represented by small mv, absolute visual magnitude is represented by capital MV respectively. The absolute and apparent magnitudes cover only visible region of the stellar spectrum. So here we study the magnitudes for the radiations which fall in visible spectrum only, which fall in visible spectrum only. So in this case, radiations fall in visible region only. Next, bolometric magnitude. The stellar magnitudes based on the radiations measured over the entire range of electromagnetic spectrum are called apparent bolometric magnitudes and absolute bolometric magnitudes. Apparent bolometric magnitudes are represented by small mb, absolute bolometric magnitudes are represented by capital MB. So in this case, the radiations are cover the entire range of electromagnetic spectrum, that is from gamma rays to long radio waves. Next, bolometric correction. The difference between visual and bolometric magnitudes of a star is called the bolometric correction. So bolometric correction is equal to bolometric uh, apparent bolometric magnitude minus apparent visual magnitude, or absolute bolometric magnitude minus absolute visual magnitude. So bolometric correction is always negative because bolometric magnitudes are always lesser than the visual magnitudes. Next, if m bolometric and L are absolute bolometric magnitude and luminosity of a star, and m bolometric naught and L naught are that of a sun, then m bolometric minus m bolometric of sun is equal to 2.5 log L naught by L. So by knowing the bolometric magnitude of a star and bolometric magnitude of sun and luminosity of sun, we can calculate the luminosity of the given star. Next, radius of a star. Assuming stars to be black bodies, according to Stephen's law, luminosity of a star is given by L equals 4 pi r square sigma Ts to the power of 4. Then radius of the star is r equals L by 4 pi sigma Ts to the power of 4 whole to the power of half. Next, apparent brightness of a star is given by B equals L by 4 pi d square, where L is the luminosity and d is the distance of the star from the surface of the earth. Then L equals 4 pi d square into B. Substituting these values in above expression, we will get R equals BD square by sigma Ts to the power of 4 whole to the power of half. So after this session, students are able to define luminosity of stars, apparent brightness of stars, magnitude of stars, apparent magnitude of stars, They will explain scale of Hipparchus, define absolute magnitude, distance modulus, relationship between absolute magnitude, apparent magnitude, and distance of a star, distinction between visual and bolometric magnitudes, explain radius of the stars. So there ends the second session. Thank you.